I'm 31, and if I was to go back to my early 20s, here's advice that I would give. Now, I know a lot of these videos would say, I'm 40, here's 40 lessons. I cannot think of 31 lessons, so I'm going to be open and honest and give as much as possible, because if I add more, I'm just lying. So lesson number 1, there's a difference between happiness and pleasure. This, my friends, is happiness. This is pleasure. When I was in my early 20s, I thought buying Gucci runners would make me cool or make me feel cool. But as I really grow, nobody cares. And I thought buying stuff like a watch, which is fine now and again, or going out for drinks with friends, which I do now and again, I need to realize they're just pleasure moments. That is not happiness. This is happiness. Being with family and friends that doesn't involve getting shit-faced is happiness. Traveling for me is happiness. So if I could go back in time, I would get Jordan crystal clear on what's pleasure, what's happiness, and explain too much pleasure, too much overconsumption of pleasure, there's going to have a negative effect. The next lesson for Jordan, young Jordan, would be use your granddad as a blueprint for health, fitness, and longevity. My granddad is 75 years old and he is fit, strong, and healthy. Why is this? Obviously, you're going to have some genetics to play in this, but more often than not, it's down to his lifestyle choices. Yeah, he would enjoy a couple of drinks, of course he would, but he was always doing some sort of sport, if that was karate, swimming, or training, or going on long walks. And I look at him as a blueprint of the way I would like to live my healthy lifestyle as the years go on. Next lesson, there's a difference between drinking buddies and real friends. Real friends for me is I can go and meet them and talk to them about personal stuff that doesn't involve drinking. Next lesson, no guru shit here. Just because an emotion comes into my brain does not mean I have to engage with this. As I was younger, anything could really piss me off. If it was I would watch a football game and my team lost, I would get real pissed off and emotional over it. Not emotional where I'm crying, but it would ruin my day. Just because something happens and just because an emotion comes in, you observe them emotions, you are not that emotion. Next lesson, no routine equals busy fool. Look, if you have no routine in your day or you have no tasks that you need to be working towards every single day, you're going to end up doing something anyway. And what I found was when I'm out of a routine or when I don't have a routine, I feel anxious, I feel stressed, and I overthink. But when I do have a routine, I feel in control. I know what direction my day, my week, my month, that my life is going in. Next lesson, ask better questions to get quality answers. When I was growing up, I would always say I want to make more money, but I didn't have any reason why. When I was in the corporate industry, I used to be like, yeah, I want to be making X, Y, and Z. But that's surface level stuff. There has to be a meaning behind absolutely everything. So you need to ask yourself better quality questions on why you want to achieve something. No surface level BS. Drop the ego and stop taking everything personal. I would take everything so personal when I was younger. Anytime if I came up with an idea of something exciting to do, and if I ever got pushback on that, I would get extremely frustrated. So drop the ego. Next lesson, be fueled by vision and not by fear. I was always fearful or stressed about the way my life was going because I had no vision for it. I was just in the day-to-day rat race, as you would say, and just living for the weekend. Now I know where my life is going. I have a clear vision on where I want to go with my life, with my health, with my relationships, and that's something that just removes self-doubt and keeps me focused. Stop scrolling before bedtime. I cannot explain the amount of times or hours I've wasted growing up being on my phone before bedtime. Now, when I say this is something I've improved on massively. I still catch myself doing it, but I cut it once I catch myself picking up my phone and doing aimless scrolling. Sleep is the foundation for a successful day. It's the foundation for a successful anything in my eyes. When you sleep better, you perform better. Next lesson, invest in yourself. When I was growing up, I always liked the idea of having a mentor back in the day, but I didn't really fancy spending money on a mentor or a coach because I thought it was a waste of money. I'd just get on with it anyway. But what I've learned is, if you want to crush self-doubt, if you want to crush anxiety, and if you want to be crystal clear on what you need to do to get to the next stage in your life, I highly recommend investing in a coach or a mentor. For me, I've invested thousands upon thousands on my body transformation coach that I spent years developing and learning from, business coach, where I can be in a position to fully own a business by myself and be self-employed. Pick the right place to live in. For years, I was neglecting, should I move away or should I not move away? Because I moved to Australia when I was 19, basically. I came home early because I was homesick. I was too young. And then for years, I'm like, no, that's me never going to move away again. And for me, moving away, being with people that have similar goals and outcomes in life as me is essential for growth. I'm more happier living in the sun. I'm more fulfilled living in the sun. I'm more clear on what I need to do on a day-to-day basis to grow my business because I'm surrounded by people that do the same. Action creates confidence. Inaction creates insecurities. I can spend, and I'd be guilty in the past of doing this, reading books on books on books because I thought that was enough for me to really progress. Books are a great tool, but younger Jordan would use them to pass time and think he was actually growing, when a matter of fact I wasn't. So take action and less inaction, and stop doing tasks or stop reading stuff that you think that's getting you there when in fact it's not. I've wasted so much time over the years reading books, I don't even know what happened in them because I thought if I read I'd become more smarter, which is true, but on the flip side, take more action. Next lesson, saying no doesn't make you a bad person. I've been definitely guilty growing up of always saying yes to stuff that I don't really want to do. Going out for drinks on a Wednesday night, going for food late on a Sunday when I know I need to be in bed early because I'm up the next morning. And what I've come to realize is saying no doesn't make you a bad person. Because when you say no to people and when you're focused, you have more self-respect for yourself. Next lesson, you're going to die anyway, so stop stressing out. This is something that I always remind myself, and it's something that keeps me at ease. This isn't for everyone, but as I grow older and as I got into my 30s, every time a stressful moment came up in my life, I just remind myself, you're gonna die anyway, so stop stressing. Is this situation or problem really worth stressing over for a long period of time? No. Next lesson is be patient. Delayed gratification is essential for long-term growth. Younger Jordan would want to make more money fast when he was in the corporate industry. And without him realizing, you have to build relationships, you have to build trust. Exactly what happens when clients jump on board with me. They look at my content for 1 to even 2 years before jumping on board because they haven't built that trust yet. And what I came to realize is the more you nurture relationships, which takes time, the outcome you're looking for does come. So be patient. Next lesson, embrace discomfort. So many times I would shy away from anything that would cause me to feel uncomfortable. Like for so long, I was putting off talking on screen because I felt so uncomfortable hearing my own voice on a camera and was thinking, am I going to be judged? All the negative beliefs that I've held for so long. Are people going to think I'm an idiot? Will this make sense? Embrace discomfort, because if you do, that's where you grow. And guys, that is all. Like I said, I don't want to make up stuff for the sake of making up stuff. Everything I've just suggested is actually something I would remind myself if I was growing up again, if that makes sense. But anyway, please click subscribe, comment all that stuff. It really gives me an understanding if this sort of content is actually helping people. Anyway, hope everyone's having a good evening, night or day. Talk soon.